you with an update. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery on January 26, 2017 in Salt Lake City, Utah. And so yeah, I'm like, about 14 months post-op. Yeah, about 14 months, almost exactly, post-op vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery. My highest recorded weight was 296. My weight when I started my pre-surgery diet for my insurance was in the 260s, and my weight day of surgery was 234. This morning I am 155.4 pounds. The lowest weight I have seen is 152 point something, and that's been a couple months. And like the weight that I've maintained for the longest amount of time is 153 point something. Obviously I'm up a little bit from that, but I'm not really mad at where I'm at the moment. It has been an incredibly stressful and draining week. I definitely did a lot of emotional eating, and so I'm pretty sure I'm like same weight that I was last weekend. So yeah, I really can't complain because I've been eating worse than I normally do, and I didn't exercise much at all this week. So yeah, I think last weekend I talked about how our car, our Scion, was hit by somebody when it was parked in front of our apartment, and that it was gonna possibly get totaled. Well, this week it did get totaled by the person who hit us's insurance, and because we still owed a good amount, almost $6,000 on our vehicle, we didn't get very much back. They did give us more than we owed on the loan for the payoff. So we did end up with $644, which $644 when trying to buy a new vehicle when you don't have good credit is very, very difficult. So we've definitely toyed with the option of trying to get financing through a dealer. We tried to do that. They were willing to finance me, but not for the vehicle that we wanted, and we're really not trying to get into another vehicle that's really expensive, that's hard for us to make the payments on, that we don't love. We really don't want to be in that position again. I mean, we did really like our Scion, but it had some issues. You know, he definitely has been through some things, and the payments were really difficult for us to try and afford. So it was extremely sad to lose him. He felt like part of our family. He's been our vehicle for the last 4 years, and we've paid almost $7,000 into him, and to lose him of no fault of our own and only be given less than $700 was a really shitty situation to be in. So my husband and I have been extremely stressed out this week, just like, what the fuck are we gonna do without a car? So at this point, a lot of things have happened. We have been trying to look into like just something to get us, like a car just to get us by for a little while. That hasn't really panned out because for the money that we had, we weren't really finding anything that didn't have a lot of problems. We don't really have the money to fix another car. So that wasn't really viable, and we ended up applying for a loan through our bank, which we really didn't think was going to be approved. Surprisingly, it was approved. Now we just have to like find a vehicle with, after that we have to find a vehicle that fits our criteria and that we can afford a down payment on. So it's been a really stressful week because we didn't have enough money for a down payment because they want 20%, and trying to find a vehicle that will fit their criteria, that we like, that is in good condition. All of these things like have to be taken into consideration. We did go look at a vehicle yesterday, a Honda Element, and we love it. It's in really, really good shape. It is more than we were looking to pay. So we're a little nervous about that. But it is an investment. It is something that we want to keep for the long run, and Honda's run for a very long time. So we're hoping that will get worked out. We do have some family that is helping us out with a down payment. Which is amazing because I don't know how else we were gonna be able to make this happen. And still, there's still some things that need to fall into place. We may have a vehicle in a few days, which would be amazing and wonderful. It is going to be a hard couple of days because we have to return our rental today, unfortunately. We looked into the possibility of keeping it, but because the rental place isn't open on Sundays, we couldn't find out what the rates are, and when we checked with another company, the rates were insane. It's just not worth it to spend what money we do have trying to have a rental. There's just so many things. And so basically my husband's looking at having to ride his bike to and from work for a few days, hopefully just for a few days. And I have a couple of coworkers that were kind enough to offer me rides to work, so I'm going to do that. I'm happy that I found Instacart, which I talked about I think in my last video. They actually deliver your groceries. It wasn't free this time, but sometimes they have deals that if you buy a certain dollar amount of certain products, you can get delivery for free. I ended up doing that because we have frozen pizza, usually once a week, unless we, are splurging a little bit and get regular delivery pizza. But we usually have frozen pizza, and so we buy DiGiorno, and it was if you spend $15 on DiGiorno, then you get delivery free. I don't know how much delivery normally costs, but considering we're not gonna have a car, and hopefully it's just for a few days, but if it were longer, that would definitely be one way to be able to get groceries, because we don't have a lot of family or anything that would be able to take us grocery shopping right now. We literally have just my brother-in-law, and so it's been a crazy fucking week, and I definitely have been emotional eating to deal with it, and I've been super lazy and tired and worn out, and also gonna start my period or on my period or something, so that's made it even worse. I've been emotional and just no energy. It's been a really fucking rough week. Anyway, so I'm really hoping that in the next few days we're gonna have a vehicle, and hopefully it will be one that runs well, that we love, and that we can afford the payments on. That is the hope. We're definitely in a better position than we were, when we found out that we were only getting $644 back, and I realized that it could be worse. It definitely could be worse. Things could always be worse, but it is still not an easy thing to be dealing with right now. And of course, everybody has said all the things that are just infuriating about what they think that we should do. Like everybody, you know, around us has said things that it's like we've already thought about that. We've thought about everything that you are about to say or have just said. We've already thought about. We've already, you know, been looking into the things that we can do, and it's just been incredibly stressful and emotionally draining. And so yeah, anyway, point is, that's what's going on with my life and with my car situation right now, or our car situation, my husband and I, because we are just have one, we don't have any vehicles at the moment that are running, but this will be our one vehicle until we can save up and get our other vehicles running. Yeah, just financially things have been extremely difficult for us for a while, and we're doing the best that we can. That's all that you can do, and just hope that things get a little fucking easier. So anyway, that's where we're at. And yeah, I have been emotional eating. Some examples of that, I always skip the buns when I eat burgers. I always do. But I had like a slider from Carl's Jr.'s and I ate the bun on that. And then I also had a fruit punch, a small fruit punch, but a fruit punch, and also a cookie and a couple of fries. I don't normally do that, but I did that, and got donuts this weekend, but I'm not too concerned with those. I only got 3 of them for me, although sometimes I end up eating the ones that I get for my husband because he doesn't always end up wanting or being in the mood for donuts. I'm always in the mood for donuts, as you guys know. So I got some different ice cream to try. So I posted the first one on Instagram last night. So I will be sharing those as I eat the ice cream. Yeah, it hasn't been like completely terrible what I've been eating. It's just been worse than I normally eat. And I mean, yeah, I definitely have been emotional eating, but you know, emotional eating now is a lot different than emotional eating before surgery, because I could eat a whole pizza and that wasn't even emotional eating. I could eat a whole pizza, you know, and a bunch of like soda on top of it, and then also have like a whole thing of Ben & Jerry's for dinner and think nothing of it. Or I mean a whole thing of Ben & Jerry's for dessert and think nothing of it, you know, and drinking energy drinks and eating muffins and, you know, sandwiches and stuff like that. Not that all those things are bad, but when that's what your diet consists of, you're eating all of those things. And like when the only meat that I would really eat is chicken, and it wasn't grilled chicken most of the time, it was, you know, it was breaded chicken when I would eat meat. So yeah, I eat a whole lot differently than I used to. So I don't eat the healthiest, but I eat healthier than I used to, and I do okay. And like ultimately, you need to do what's right for you and what works for you. That's what I'm doing for me, and I recognize that I've been going overboard because I've been eating my emotions. So yeah, I do have to get a handle on that, but it is what it is. You know, you're gonna have times like this probably, and it doesn't mean that you're gonna put on a whole bunch of weight. I maintained my weight this whole week, eating the way that I did and barely exercising, and no, that's not always going to be the case, but I'm just saying you're gonna have times like that, and it's just part of life. it's part of my life. Whatever happens to you, but chances are you're gonna go through a time that's extremely stressful, and if you're an emotional eater, you're gonna struggle, and you're probably gonna eat a little shittier than you normally do. That doesn't make you a failure or anything like that, regardless of what the fuck anybody else says or thinks. So I just want to put that out there. You're gonna have hard times, and you're gonna deal with them how you're gonna deal with them, and it doesn't make you, like I said, a failure if you have a hard time. You know, ultimately you just don't want to completely give up on anything that's important to you. Obviously I don't want to go back to where I was at, and so it is important to me to do my best to maintain where I'm at, and to also get better. You know, and like I said, when the weather warms up, I will be walking a lot more and stuff, but yeah, it is what it is. Just do the best you can, and realize that shit's gonna get hard, and you're gonna fuck up sometimes, and you're still gonna be okay. It's still going to be okay. You just have to realize what you're doing, and try and reconcile what you're doing, you know, with the things that work. And yeah, so anyway, yeah, that's where I'm at. Hair's getting a little bit longer finally. Still crazy. It's gonna be crazy for a bit, but I'm looking forward to my hair getting longer again. I did do my roots. I've got those lovely lines, but yeah, I did my roots. I still have the purple in the front, and I did my eyebrows as well. I colored them as well, so they're a little bit yeah, a little bit more present right now because I dyed them. I put a little dye on a Q-tip and rub it over my eyebrows, and then I just take like another Q-tip and just kind of clean up around the edges. And I do that after I've done all of my roots, and then I also do the back too, because it's hard to, like, I don't know how you're supposed to do the roots in the back of your own hair, you know, yourself. So I just do all of the back black. And generally I go around my perimeter. I've shared this before, but I go around my perimeter with the dye, and then I take slices and do all my roots, and then I just basically put the dye on my gloved hands and like work it into the back until I feel like it's pretty saturated, and that's how I color my own hair. And yeah, it's way less expensive than trying to have somebody else do it. And for me, since I've been doing it for so long, and I did go to hair school, like, it's not a big deal for me to do my hair. It took me like a total of like maybe, I don't know, 30-40 minutes, and that is included processing time. So yeah, anyway, I don't think I have anything else really to share. I've gotta go wake my husband up, because I decided that we would go see a movie before we take back the rental car. So hopefully he's down with that plan. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting few days. I feel really terrible for my husband, especially. I really worry about him having to ride his bike to work. And then he also has a very physical job, and then having to ride home, and yeah, it's just, yeah, this isn't what I want to be dealing with for us. I don't want us to have to be dealing with this, but like I said, I'm hoping that we finally have a solution and can get this figured out as soon as possible. I will let you guys know. Anyway, thank you to all the new subscribers. I appreciate you watching and supporting me very much. If you want to follow me on Instagram, just leave your Instagram name and I'll find you. I think that's about it for now. I'm not gonna keep rambling on. I'll probably think of something later to talk about, but yeah, we'll just leave it at that for now. Have a great week. Talk to you later.